part 2. So, like I was saying, which I don't remember, I'm sorry. But I'll just kind of sum up. Yeah, I was completely by myself at the time. Didn't want to talk to somebody. I was over my baby's father at that given time. A baby's dad at that given time. So I was like, I'm not dealing with anybody. Like I said, I got super involved in women's ministry on my campus. I just started throwing myself into God, and I broke a lot of things off of me that was holding me back, and that I was struggling with. And herpes was not a thought. I prayed for my healing for myself, but I mostly prayed for myself and my forgiveness for my family and all these other things I was going through in my life. And I got to a point where it was just so clear that God wanted me to be an activist at that time. So I came home and all these things like that after school, and it was still on my heart and things like that. But I was like, oh, okay. But side note, that's the reason why I even got to this point of being married, because I was just so into myself. My confidence was back. I was like, nobody's gonna come over here and just talk to me, say anything, do anything. I have accepted some bull crap before. I'm not accepting it anymore. At that time, I had got involved with a network marketing business, so I got all into that, and we had meetings on Saturdays. So I had a guy who was coming out learning about the business. Couldn't find my babysitter, so I had to take my son with me. I was not able to go inside because I had my son, which I'm happy I'm in the business. I don't have to deal with that anymore. But at the end of the day, I sat out, and my husband walked right past me, and he came back and he said, "Hey, how are you? My name is such and such, and I would love to get to know you. Here's my number." And I was looking at him like, do I know you? I was not interested. I wasn't looking for nobody. I wasn't studying nobody. I was trying to get my money, get myself to get out my mom's house and live on my own and make sure my son was taken care of. But my husband sat down. We started talking. We vibed. We talked all that day. We ended up leaving out that day and just getting to know each other. And it was history after that. We never separated. We ended up started dating about 2 weeks after that. We got engaged in that same year, July, and we got married the next year in 2013, and it has been history ever since. My husband, when I told him, we were on the phone middle of the night. Y'all know what we do when you first meet a guy, and we were just talking, and I asked him, I was like, oh, have you ever been tested for any STDs, or have you ever had an STD? And he was like, no, I've been tested recently, but no, I didn't never have anything. And I was like, well, I want to share something with you. I was like, well, I have herpes. And he was like, he got quiet, and he was like, oh, okay, well, that's not going to keep me from being with you. If you think that's going to keep me from being with you, then you for a rude awakening. And that was a very real, open and loving thing, because I always can remember what he told me. But at the end of the day, I realized that he really did love me for me, and he loved our son at the time, who was only 1 year old, loved him like his own. And that's the time I was like, I truly love this man, because he accepted me and he seen what I had to offer. He wasn't thinking about the herpes, because by then I hadn't kissed him. We haven't had any interaction at the time, because I told myself, nope, I'm not doing any of that until I talk to him and realize, is he really what I want? And that's what I want to talk to you ladies about. Do not get into a relationship with somebody you don't even like, or even like what he do, or even he does things that you can't stand. Okay, because just because you have herpes doesn't say, oh, you have to accept bull crap. No, you need to get your confidence back up. Until you get your confidence to a point where you don't really care. I'm sorry, my son's in there watching TV. If you don't really care what somebody think of you, or what they're going to say, or they're going to reject you, you're not ready for a relationship. You're not ready, because a relationship is small. Like, I'm telling you, a relationship is so much bigger than herpes. I'm telling you, it's so much bigger. The compromising, all the things you have to learn about this person, all this stuff you got to deal with is so much bigger than herpes. And I'm telling you, if you can't get over the herpes, you're not ready for no relationship. You're not ready. And there's nothing wrong with not being ready. But don't get into a relationship or say that you want to get in a relationship and then everything you do relates to herpes. He's cheating on me, or he not responding to me, or he not doing this, or he not doing that, or he don't want to touch me, he don't want to kiss me tonight, he don't want to talk